My favorite movie of 2023 and the best movie of 2023, Past Lives, the romance drama directed by Celine Song. So basically, you haven't heard anything about this movie. It focuses on two childhood friends who grew up in South Korea, and one day one of their families decided to immigrate from Korea. And so later on, decades later, they decide to reconnect for 1 week, and they are confronted with their past feelings about each other, and basically have to go with the conflict of their present lives and dwell basically on what could have been had they both had grew up in Korea all this time and she had not immigrated from Korea. So the film's focused on two main leads, Nae Young and Hae Sung. Nae Young, she now goes by Nora as she's living in New York and she's married to a writer. Hae Sung, he's still living in Korea at this point in time, and but they reconnect via social media, and then they continuously Skype each other quite often, daily, and have convos nonstop. Talk about the past, talk about the present, and just basically what their lives are at this time. And so they basically like kind of pick up from their friendship, like basically like it never ended. It's kind of very wholesome moment throughout the whole movie, and I actually really loved it, honestly. So basically, the story is both of them as adults trying to basically reconnect from what their old self was. Like, they've only seen each other, obviously, as kids, so seeing each other as an adult is kind of like mind blowing for them, which should be for anyone, basically. So their only memories of each other are from their childhood. So that's what's kind of cute about this film, is that you get, it's like discovering a new person, basically. Like, you've known the person, obviously you were very close as childhood friends, but you haven't talked to them or spoken to them in many years. So you're basically discovering the new self they are. And now, Hae Sung, of course, he's still, I'm not gonna say he's madly in love with her, but he definitely is still into her, and he definitely wants to try again at what could have been had she stayed in Korea. And of course, as the viewer, we're like, yeah, we want that to happen. We're rooting for the characters. We want to see that fairy tale ending, but we know that most likely it couldn't happen because she's married at this point in time. So that's really the drama here. She's married, but she's still trying to answer the feelings she had for her once beloved childhood friend, who is now an adult and is into her life and shaking up basically everything she thought she knew. Cause Nora in here, she basically thinks she has everything figured out, like, but when he comes in her life again, she's reconsidering everything. She's like, is this the life I wanted? Is this the life that was meant for me? Maybe in another life, if I had changed, if I had not moved, if I had not did this, things could have been different. So that's really what her internal battle is. Like, obviously she doesn't show that much to her husband. She's basically just trying to keep her husband's spirits up, that, oh, I'm married to you, I love you, I've only known him as a child. Like, how could I love someone I've only known as a child? But obviously we see that she's developing feelings for him because the connection is there, the love's there. They've known each other when they were kids at the innocence. And a thing I liked about here was the Korean tradition is stuck to. They covered a term called Inyan, which means destiny or fate. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. And it's basically, obviously, the two main characters correlate with this quite much. And overall, film's just an emotional roller coaster, man. I teared up in the movie theater during the final act, and I loved this movie, man. I did not expect myself to be like this drawn, this connected, and relate to this movie that much. But my favorite film of 2023, best film of 2023 by far for me so far. Please watch it. That's all I gotta say. Thank you. Oh, and also I'm using a new mic. So I don't know if this is good. If you watched the last videos, let me know if it sounds better. Thank you.